blaming the system, blaming their ex, blaming the economy. Sometimes it's their parents, hell, even sometimes their neighbors, without even realizing that they've outsourced their power to people and circumstances that are fully under their control. That's the heart of what psychologists call locus of control. It's a concept that's been shaping research for nearly 60 years. What we're about to watch is a roughly four and a half minute video of raw emotional footage. And inside it are at least 13 clear examples of external locus of control, with not a single instance of internal ownership or responsibility. We'll go through each one closely, pause when it matters to have a little bit of a breakdown, and see exactly how that mindset shows up in real time. Now, I don't want to turn this channel into one of reactions, but what matters is seeing how real-world psychology shows up in everyday speech. It's one thing to read about locus of control in a textbook or in a Psych 101 course. It's another entirely to hear it unfold in someone's raw, unfiltered words. Now listen, this is not about mocking anyone, so I just want to make that clear. It's about watching the theory itself come to life. For those of you who may not be familiar, the term locus of control comes from psychologist Julian Rotter, one of my favorite psychologists, way back in 1966, the early to mid 1960s, who pioneered research that found that people fall somewhere on a spectrum between internal and external locus of control. Those with an internal locus believe that their choices, their habits, their effort, that all of those things largely determine their own personal outcomes. Those with an external locus believe that life is run by luck, by fate, or more likely the behaviors of others. The difference is not abstract, it predicts real-world outcomes with hundreds of studies showing that success in life requires one to maintain a majority of internal locus beliefs along with a moderate amount of external control beliefs just to help keep them grounded a little bit. People with a strong internal locus tend to earn more, they cope better with stress. A lot of times they'll recover faster from setbacks and a plethora of other beneficial attributes. Those who externalize control are more prone to anxiety, resentment, chronic dissatisfaction, all because every hardship becomes proof that the world is against them. So in this video, we're going to break it all down, not as a lecture, but through real speech patterns. You'll see how external locus of control sounds when someone talks about relationships, work, and just daily struggles. And you'll see how easily a mindset of powerlessness hides inside what feels to them like honesty or even self-expression. By the end, you'll be able to spot these clues instantly, in others and in yourself, and understand how that shift from external blame to internal ownership changes everything. So let's get into dissecting this four and a half minute public meltdown.
Currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably what's going to happen to you. Now,
Okay, so what she says is because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably going to happen to you. Here, what she's doing is framing single motherhood as inevitable due to external statistics or fate, removing her personal choices or her agency from the entire equation.
I love being a mom. Most of the time, being a single mom. This shit is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms. You will struggle.
Okay, here we've got, this is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms. Well, welcome to the frickin' party. Life is not fair for anyone. It's not set up for anyone. She apparently thinks that she's the center of the universe and the world should be built for her. But regarding external locus of control, she's attributing difficulty to an unfair world rather than exploring adaptive or internal responses to those external systems.
Care what job you have. I don't care how much you get paid, especially in this economy right now, okay?
I don't care what kind of job you have, especially in this economy right now. Here she's crediting economic structures and systemic hardship for her own personal struggle. It reinforces helplessness in that type of a narrative tied to external systems, right? Everything is something else's issue.
Okay? The world is not set up for single mothers. It will be fucking hard. It will test you in ways that you didn't know that you could even be tested.
Here what we see is not necessarily an outright external locus of control statement, but more of a lack of internal control. I know that they sound the same, but there's just a little bit of nuance there. Anyway, so a lack of internal control when she says, it will test you in ways you did not know that you could even be tested. And this suggests being subjected to uncontrollable circumstances without agency to shape or influence those experiences.
You will have to fight for those kids, most likely. You will have to fight for those kids. You will have to wake up every morning and question, just real talk, if motherhood is really something that you want anymore, because these men make it so hard.
Man, this crash out is pretty bad. Because men make it so hard. The external control here places full responsibility on men for emotional hardship and quality of motherhood experience, right? These men make it so hard.
They make it so hard to be a mom. They take away all of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode.
They take away the tender moments of motherhood. Again, assigning control of emotional experience to men's behavior implies that joy was taken from her rather than lost through circumstance or her own coping strategies.
So you didn't even really get to enjoy it. You're just fucking surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can. And you get $250 a month. What the fuck? That is pennies.
Okay, here. And you get $250 a month. I'm guessing that's what somebody is paying her for support. She says you get $250 a month. What the F? That is pennies. This frames financial restraints as externally imposed injustice, right? You're not doing enough for me. I'm not getting enough from you. And this lacks acknowledgement of personal financial planning or legal agency, right? It gives no indication of, hey, this is what I'm doing to get the most I can out of the financial support or earning that I do have.
That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them.
By the way, right here, this was not one of the control topics that I put on here, but that's what it costs her to take her children back and forth. Tells me that one of those fathers, she has two, by the way, no surprise, is watching those children probably during the day, maybe while she's at work or something like that, yet she still has this incredible external control that she's spewing out here.
Back up. $250 a month. These men will take everything from you. They will promise you so much.
Okay, let's break that down. These men will take everything from you. They will promise you so much. Here it's complete externalization, depicting herself as a passive victim of deceit and men as all-powerful agents.
Will promise you so much, and it will feel great at first. It will feel peaceful at first. And for some fucking reason, when you have their child, they will abandon you. They will discard you.
They will abandon you, they will discard you. This repeats the abandonment frame that she continues on with, implying the inevitability and lack of internal control in partner selection or boundaries.
Even if they don't cheat, even if they don't do anything significant, they'll emotionally turn away from you. I left. I can't be in that. It is never It is not what we were promised. It is not what you think it is. I promise you. I promise you. And before you come on here and say, oh, well, my situation's not.
Let me back up there for just a moment. I think I missed this one. She says, it's not what we were promised. It's not what you think it is. Suggesting that reliance on external promises or expectations instead of personal discernment or self-directed decision making. Right? It's the promises of others. You told me you were going to do this. I had an expectation that you were going to do that.
Like that. Good for you, honey. You are in the 1% of women that are very lucky because the rest of us don't have that.
And there's the luck part right there. You are 1%. You are in the 1% of women that are very lucky because the rest of us don't have that. This attributes success in relationships to luck, not internal traits or decisions or being confident in yourself or even any type of effort, but strong external attribution bias.
Single moms. And it sucks because all I wanted was to be a mom. I love being a mom, but the best parts of my motherhood were taken from me.
See, here we go again. Things were taken from me. The best parts of my motherhood were taken from me. Depicts motherhood fulfillment as something that others can take away from you, externalizing ownership of emotional experience.
And in fact, the first time I got pregnant, the man said he couldn't have kids and then fought me in court for 5 years.
The man said he couldn't have kids and fought me in court for 5 years. This centers male deception and legal struggles as determinants of her life's path, reinforcing again that external controlling frame.
Fought me in court for 5 years to take away my son that he claimed in the beginning he wasn't even capable of producing because he didn't want to wrap it up at first. Yep. I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie.
Again, this one not necessarily an external control, but a lack of internal. She says, I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. This expresses emotional exhaustion through global attrition, right? You all are liars. And suggests no control over relational outcomes, only avoidance.
To women, you promised us a lot. We are objects to you. We are things that you put on your shelf. I am a human being, and my life is forever changed.
We are objects to you. My life is forever changed. This presents identity as defined and controlled by others' actions. Again, it's everything. I've lost count in how many different things she's been attributing to other people at this point. But this one comes down to her own identity. We're objects to you. It's something that you put on a shelf. Again, this represents identity as defined and controlled by others' actions. Again, this presents identity as defined and controlled by others' actions, loss of agency, and even self-definition.
My life is forever changed. I will never be the same. My youth was stolen from me. My boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old.
There's another one. My youth was stolen from me. How many things has this woman had taken from her from other people? This describes life events as theft rather than consequences of shared or personal decisions. Strong victim framing right here.
I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live.
I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live. Here it's the repetition that underscores a deep internalized helplessness. No agency in shaping or reclaiming her own life narrative.
My life is not what I wanted it to be. Not even close. But I love being a mom. I'm holding space for two things at one time. Just don't date men. We are at a point in society where we are waking up to the reality of the patriarchy, which is a very real thing that I didn't used to believe in, and I fucking do now.
We are waking up to the reality of the patriarchy, which is a real thing. This one here anchors her disillusionment in a broad socio-political system, right, the patriarchy, rather than exploring personal adaptive responses or her own internal framework.
What men are really like. I will never see the change in men that I need to see to feel safe enough to ever date again.
I'll never see the change in men I need to feel safe to date them again. This one here outsources her sense of safety and future happiness to external male behaviors. And this is the core of external locus.
Change that we need to see in men will take too long. It's 100, 200 years from now.
The change that we need to see from men will take too long. This one here projects hopelessness into an external collective timeline. It implies zero capacity for individual empowerment or even present day solutions.
So that's my life. So just don't date men. Just don't. Just focus on yourself. And don't have kids with the wrong person.
Just don't date men, don't have kids with the wrong person. Here, this one advises avoidance as the only strategy, reactive, not internally controlled. No self-development or discernment emphasis here. So there we have it. Developing an internal locus of control doesn't mean pretending that the world is fair or that every outcome is in your hands. It means recognizing that while the systems, luck, and other people all do in fact play a role in our lives, your responses, standards, and strategies all decide what happens next and what happens to you in your life. A healthy mindset isn't all internal or external, as I mentioned. It's got to be balanced. You take ownership where you have influence and adapt intelligently to everything else. People who master that balance tend to recover faster, build stronger relationships, and project a steady kind of confidence that's very hard to fake. So, gentlemen, when you meet someone, when you meet a woman, listen for this balance. A person who consistently blames others, circumstances, or the system is revealing how little control they believe they have over their own lives. By contrast, someone who accepts responsibility, even for those tough breaks, is showing psychological stability and self-trust. That difference isn't just all about mindset. It's a preview of how they handle stress, conflict, and commitment. In relationships, locus of control is one of the clearest clues to long-term compatibility and credibility.